Good Erev Shabbos. Today's daf is daf Amud Beis Amud Aleph. We are going to begin by the brand new Mishnah, a brand new Perek Revi, Perek HaShileach. In continuation of speaking about the halachas of a get, this Mishnah is going to discuss now a get that the husband sent with a shliach lehilacha, and then he was mevatel the get, he nullified the get before the get actually came to her hand. So the Mishnah starts off and says, HaShileach get le'ishtei v'higia b'shaliach. If somebody sent a get to his wife using a shliach, and v'higia, like Rashi says, v'hisig, he got a hold of the shliach before the shliach actually delivered the get to the wife. Or he sent a second shliach to tell the first shliach, v'amar, and he told him, get shenasati lecha batahu. So either he told, like the first case, he sent the shliach lehilacha to deliver the get, and he tells him the get that I gave you now is batal. Or, for example, he says that the second shliach says, like the Meiri explains, Pliny shalachni etzlecha leimer lecha shaget shenasa lecha batal. Like the Meiri says that the second case is that the second shliach tells the first shliach that he told me to tell you the get that he gave you is batal. Now, so that's the first case. Now, what if kidem eitzel ishtei? What if the husband now, the first case was that the husband told the shliach lehilacha, don't deliver it. Second case is that the husband came to the wife before the shliach lehilacha arrived, or he sent a second messenger to tell the wife, get sheshalachti lach, the get that I sent to you through the shliach lehilacha, batalhu, it is considered batal. So what's the din in all these cases? Hareza batal, it is batal. Third case, the Mishnah says, however, if the get actually came to her hand, shuv ein yachol, so now the husband or the second shliach cannot be mevatel. Why? Because once the get comes into her hand, she is considered batal, and the bittul came after the nesina, so then it doesn't work. And the Mishnah is going to explain all these cases. What's the chiddush? The Mishnah continues, in the beginning, the husband would just come into any beis din, and if he wanted to be mevatel the get, he would be mevatel the get, not in front of the shliach lehilacha, not in front of the woman. However, he's going to be Rabban Gamliel Hazokin, but Rabban Gamliel Hazokin, and this is Rabban Gamliel Hazokin, who was the grandson of Hillel, the Nasi HaSanhedrin. He was called Zakin because you had to separate between him and his grandson, so who was also called Rabbi Gamliel. So when we say Rabbi Gamliel HaZakin, this is of course the grandson of Hillel. So he made a takana shalayosin came that a husband is not allowed to be mevatel the get, not in front of a shliach or the woman, because we're worried that perhaps the shliach doesn't know about it. The shliach is going to give the get to the woman. The woman's going to think it's a good get. She's going to go ahead and get married to somebody else, and that those children are going to be mamzerim. So he made a takana that if the get will be batal, it has to be in front of the woman or the shliach. So the sikkim of the Mishnah is when somebody sends a get through a shliach lehilacha, and the husband got a hold of the shliach before he actually delivered it, or he sent a second shliach to tell the first shliach that the get that I'm giving to you is batal, it's batal. If the husband went directly to the wife, or a second shliach went directly to the wife and said, the get that I sent you, or the get that he sent you, or you're about to get from the first shliach, you should know it's batal. So the din is, it's batal. But if once she got it, then in yachal batli, in the beginning, beis din, a guy would be mevatel a get in any beis din, but Rabbi Gamliel was misakin that shalayosin came because of tikkun olam. Now the Mishnah focuses on the case when it says v'higia b'shaliach. HaShaliach get the ishtay, and what happened? V'higia b'shaliach, and he got a hold of the shliach lehilacha. So Zog the Gemara, higiyu loiktoni. Like Rashi says, if the Mishnah would have said HaShaliach get the ishtay v'higiyu, which that lashon implies that he's running after the shliach to get a hold of him. Now it doesn't say that. It says higiya. says even if he comes, va'afilu memela, even if, like Rashi says, that he happened to meet the shliach got delayed for whatever reason, and he happened to meet the shliach over there, and he says, oh, by the way, be mavatal what I gave you. So the din is that it is batal. And v'lo yamrina, we do not say litzuurahu mekavin, that the kavan of the husband is just to make her crazy, just to be mitzah her, and we don't actually say that the get is batal. Like Rashi says, he doesn't have in mind to actually nullify the get, but rather it's l'tzuur ba'alma chadashim. If his kavanah was that he wants to be mevatel, so what would he do? He would be reidif after and be mevatel. The fact that he's taking his jolly time must be that he doesn't have kavanah to be mevatel. Yet the chiddush of the Mishnah is higia. Only if it's casual, it's also batel. Then the Mishnah said, Oy sheshalach acharav shliach, or he sends a shliach after him. In other words, he sends a second shliach to tell the first shliach that the get is batel. So, why does the Mishnah need to tell me this din? The Mishnah already said that the husband can be mevatel the get, so obviously he can send a second shliach to be mevatel the get. What's the chiddush? Right? We have a din shluch shalom kamaisei. So the shliach now tells the first shliach that the shliach who appointed you now is being mevatel you. So the Gemara says, "Ma'od tema." You would think le'alima shluchusa de basra mishluchusa de kamat de levatle. I should not think that the second shliach. I would think that the second shliach is not as doesn't have the power or is not stronger than the first shliach to be mevatel it. So I would think that if somebody wants to be mevatel it, it has to be done through the actual husband. In other words, the shliach doesn't have the power to be mevatel the first appointee. Therefore, the Mishnah tells me that the second shliach could be mevatel. Then the Mishnah said, "Kidim hu eitzel ishtay," that if he sent a shliach with a shliach leilacha, and then he regretted it, so he ran to his wife and he says that this get that he's about to deliver it to you, you should know it is batel. So asks the Gemara, why do I need to have this case? If I already learned that the Mishnah already said that the husband could be mevatel the get in front of the shliach, so pshita that he could be mevatel it in front of his wife. So the Gemara says, "Ma'od tema." You would think, when do I say that the kavan is not to make her crazy, not to be mitzar her, and hani milu shliach? It was only by a shliach avalidida. But with her, he wants to antagonize her, he wants to make her crazy, and he has no kavanah to be mevatel the get. Therefore, the Mishnah teaches me that when he tells his wife clearly that the shliach that's about to deliver to you, you should know it's a batel to get, it is a batel. Then the Mishnah said, or he sent a shliach to tell her to get this batel. Why do I need to have this case? We already learned that if the husband is mevatel the get, sai in front of the shliach and sai in front of the woman, the get is batel. And he's able to appoint a shliach, a second shliach, to be mevatel the get, or the first get. So why does the Mishnah need to tell me that he could go ahead and appoint a shliach to tell the woman that the get is batel? So the Gemara says, "Ma'od the tema." You would think, only the husband, he does not run after, he doesn't tereach himself to go to the wife in order to be mitzar her, and that's why he goes himself. But by shliach, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. The husband doesn't care if he's being tereach the shliach. So I would say that that he's just playing games. He just wants to be mitzar the shliach, i.e. the wife. Therefore I don't say that. Then the Mishnah said, once she gets the get, he cannot be mevatel the get. So the Gemara says, pshita, obviously, once she gets the get, why would I think she could be mevatel it? He could be mevatel it. So the Gemara answers and says, I need a case, that the husband is really, we find out that the husband was running after the shliach to be mevatel the get. So I would think, so I would think, since I realized that before the woman actually got the get, his intention was to be mevatel the get, and I don't say that. Now the Gemara brings different terminologies, different lashenis, when the get is batel and when the get is not batel. Batel, if a shliach says the get is, the husband says the get is batel, or he says I afshibay, which means I don't want it. So the halacha is, the Brisa says, Devarav kayamim, his words are accepted and the get is batal. But if he says the get is pasal hu ain't a get, or he says it's not a get, lo yamar klum. Why? Because in the first l'shenis he's saying that the get will be batal mikan ulahaba, and in order to be mevatel something, you can't be mevatel something and say it never happened. It happened, but I'm being mevatel it. And the other l'shenis of pasal hu or get to, what are you saying? You're saying that the get is the chatchila pasal or the chatchila is not a get. It's not correct. Because bittul means it has to be, from now it is batal. But saying pasal any get, it's not a get because you're saying that l'chatchila is batal, and that doesn't work. So frag the Gemara lememra, is this to tell me the batal lishna del batal mashma? Are you telling me that batal means it will be batal? If somebody receives a get, a gift, and after he receives the gift, he says, Matana zumuvutelas, this gift is batal, ti batal, or iashibai, the halacha is le'omar klum. And it's like he received the get. Why? Because these l'shenis are mashma that it should be batal mikan ve'elach. But you can't say that the gift should be batal mikan ve'elach because he already accepted the get. Now, like Rashi says, obviously he could be mafkir the neches to anybody he wants, but he cannot be mavatal the gift of mafreya. Now, what's the nafkamina? The nafkamina would be if we say that the gift is his the entire time, and now he has a shibud, so he can't get rid of that shibud. But if we say that if it's lechatchil, not a gift, so it's magal mafreya the whole time that he never had this gift. Now, if he says batlihi or eina matana, the varav kayamam. Why? Because these l'shenis are mashma that it is batal. So what do we see from here? Alma batal mi kara mashma. I see by a gift, if you use the lashon batla, it's mashma that you're saying it never happened. So Abaya says that Lamed Beis. He says like this: Shtei l'shenis mashma, that the l'shenis of batal is mashma. It has two potential meanings. Mashma dila batal. It's mashma that it was already batal. Umashma dili batal, and also you could use the terminology that it will be batal. So since I have a choice. I could use it either it will be or it was batal. So he says like this: Gabi get, by a get, when the husband says batal lishna demahani beikamer, he's using a lashon that will help him. He's saying that the get will be batal, or it is batal now. But Gabi matana, in regards to matana, when the Mekabel says batlahi lishna demahani beikamer, it's a lishna that helps, and he's basically saying the matana was batal lechatchila. Abaya says, we have a tradition, shliach matana hariuk shliach haget, that a shliach who delivers a matana, Reuven gives a matana to Shimon and says, give this gift to so and so, has the same din of a shliach haget. And if the husband's mevatel, just like the husband can be mevatel the get, so too the shliach, the matana, can be mevatel the matana. Zog the Gemara, the nafkamina in this halach would be lo hoylech, by saying hoylech is lav kizachidami. When the shliach says that hoylech, this gift to so and so, so it's not like we're saying zechei b'chefetz zulu pleni, because we have a din, and we said this a few times, zachan adam shalei b'fanav, that the person has a schus to give a gift to be zoicha a gift for somebody else. So the fact is that when a person says zoicha in this matana, he's zoicha, and the noisin cannot retract. Abai is telling me that when a person says hoylech matana zulapleini, he's not giving it to him as a schos, but rather he's giving it to him as he should be a transfer, that he should bring the get, he should be a vehicle to bring the get, and therefore he could be mevatel. So the Ravina found Reb Nachman Bar Yitzchak that he was like leaning on a bolt of a door. And he asked the Shaila, batal mahu, what's the din if the husband says the get is batal, but he did not use the word batalhu. Till now we're saying that batalhu is a good get. What if he just says get sa batal? What's the halacha? Do I say is batal itself saying batal like it was in ganzen batal, and therefore when he says about the get is batal, he didn't really say anything, because the fact is he wasn't mevatal? Or do I say that without the word who, also I could explain that batal means mikan ulahaba, and memela this get will be a good get. So the Gemara teiku, which means we have to go to chumrah. We learned if the husband says get zel lo yoel, if he says the words this get doesn't help, lo yatkil, lo yazav, lo yishalav, lo yigarish, or yehei cheres, yehei becheres, the halacha is the varav kayam, the get is batal, because all this l'shenis you're being mevatal again mikan ulahaba. But if he says eine mel, eine matre, eine maziv, He doesn't say these lashonos absolutely don't mean anything, because he's basically just saying that it's puzzle, and by a get we said you have to use a terminology that will eventually occur. Okay, they asked the shaila, if the husband says, what's the din? Do I say it's the same din as Yehei Cheres, which means a lashon of Mikan Lahaba, and therefore the get will be batal? Or do I say that when a person says Harihu Cheres, it's Harihu Cheres Mikvar, and he's not batal? So he asked him, what's the difference if a person will say that this is hektish or this is hefker, which these lashonos work? So why wouldn't these lashonos, the lashonos of Harihu Cheres, work? Okay, so now the Gemara says, if the husband now is mevatel the get, and now he changes his mind again and he says, I want to use this get, can he choizer and use this get or not? And like the question is, like we're going to see, is when he's mevatel the get, is he being mevatel the get, or is he being mevatel the shlichus? If we're saying he's being mevatel the shlichus, so the get is a good get, he can go use it again. But if you're saying that he's being mevatel the get itself, so then he can't use the get. So the Gemara says, the hilchos of the halacha is kavasi the Rab Nachman, the halacha is like Rab Nachman, that the get itself is not batal, and the husband could go ahead and use to be megarish. In other words, he's only being mevatel the shlichus. So frag the Gemara Eini is so about kaimlan hilchos hakavah say did Rabbi Yochanan. We pass him that the halachas like Rabbi Yochanan the Amar Chayzeres, that if a man tells his woman, if a man tells a lady, I'm going to give you money from now, and you are going to be mekudeshes to me after 30 days, and she agrees. So if she retracts so the din is the kiddushin is batal. Why? Because since the chalais hakiddushin did not start, it only starts after 30 days. So even though she accepted the money now, but the chalais is only after 30 days. So by her saying that it's batal, basically never happened. So what do we see from here? I see, so the same thing would apply by a get, that over here the husband was megadish, it was mevatel the get. So how could you use the get a get? So the Gemara says, Hachi Hashik, could compare the two cases. Hasam, in the case of Rabbi Yochanan by kiddushin dibur v'dibur. We're talking about that she was masking with dibur, so now she's mevatel with dibur. So therefore also dibur mevatel the dibur. So now the two diburim could cancel each other out. But Hacha over here, and he did batel the shluchus the shliach. Granted that he was mevatel the shlichus, but gita gufei ka batel, was he mevatel the actual shlichus? He wasn't. Sorry, he was mevatel the shlichus, but he wasn't mevatel the get. Then the Mishnah said, in the beginning, anybody who wanted to be mevatel the get, what they would do is go into Beis Din and say the get is batal, and then there was a catastrophe because the shliach didn't know about it. The shliach would give it to the woman would go ahead and use this get, and there would be mamzedim. So Eitamar we learned, b'fnei kama hu mevatel, in front of how many people does the husband have to be mevatel the get? Rav Nachman says b'fnei shnayim, Rav Sheshes amar b'fnei shleisha. Rav Sheshes amar b'fnei shleisha. Why? Because Beis Din Kadani. The Mishnah says clearly it has to be in front of a Beis Din. Rav Nachman amar b'fnei shnayim. Why? The Beit Nami beikari Beis Din kari lehu, because even in front of two people, it's also called a Beis Din. Okay, have a wonderful Shabbos.